What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Real Deal Fishing Podcast. I'm Kevin,
And I am Mike.
and tonight we have another great show for you. We're going to be talking about the upcoming Catfish Conference, which is in 2 days, Mike. 2 days. Can you believe that it snuck up on us so quickly?
I can believe it. I go back to my previous statement that usually I don't plan anything until it's that week
Mm.
because my daily grind is just my daily grind, and I don't have time to look too far ahead. But then I think about this in the aspects that I can't exactly remember the last time that I left the borders of Iowa. And I know
Mm.
that that sounds pretty pathetic to
No.
people who like to travel, but I really don't enjoy traveling. And yes, there are things I want to see. There are people I want to see and
Mhm.
things that I'd like to do, but most of them are within 3 or 4 hours of me. So,
Well, I'm glad that you took a chance and you're going to come out to the Kansas City Catfish Conference. We're going to get into all that in just a second. But before we do, I just want to let everybody know, listening on the podcast, that we appreciate you listening. Please share it with your friends and your neighbors, or anybody who likes fishing for that matter. If you'd like what you hear and you want to support us and help us upgrade the show, get more storage, new microphones, things of that nature, whatever we may need, you can go over to shoppalmettocats.com and get you some merch. Palmetto Cats is my YouTube channel, which supports the Real Deal Fishing Podcast. So if you support Palmetto Cats, you'll be supporting the Real Deal Fishing Podcast. And I haven't forgotten, we are going to get us a logo and get some apparel and some cool stuff just to go out to the fans. Anybody who would want, I know I'd want a shirt with the Real Deal Podcast on it. And man, it would be great if we had it this weekend. But maybe for February we can have it.
I feel like such a failure because my sister Trish is an artist.
Mm-hmm.
And when you mentioned the logo, I'm like, I should have just had Trish draw up a caricature of the two of us. It would look pretty cool. Or
That would be
just
awesome.
throw the idea by her, and then heaven only knows what she would come up with. But I guarantee it would probably be pretty cool. I
I
mean,
like that idea.
she could probably, artistically put your face on a catfish and put my face on a
Carp. It had to
carp,
be a carp.
or maybe now that I actually am initiated, maybe she would make me a flathead, and maybe she could make you a big old blue cat, or something.
Yeah,
But
man.
I don't know.
Get on that, man.
Yeah, I
Jeez,
got to
what are you
talk to
waiting on?
Trish. We
Yeah.
we we talk all the time, but lately we seem to be talking about other subjects. So.
So Trish is Michael's sister, and she's really talented. So just in case you missed that in a previous episode, but let's get to talking about what we came here to talk about, and that is the upcoming Catfish Conference. One of them in Kansas City, Missouri. And Anna and I are actually flying out Wednesday night, which is tomorrow. Uh, whenever you're listening to it, tomorrow, November 17th, we're flying out at around 8 o'clock, and we'll get in a little after midnight. And then all day Thursday, we're going to be setting up Catfish Conference in Kansas City. It's in Bartle Hall, and that's in the Kansas City Convention Center. And just in case you're listening to this before it happens, which is quite possible in the next 2 days, and you want to come, then you can get tickets from the catfishconference.com, www.catfishconference.com. Go check it out. You save 42% on your tickets if you buy them online. They're only $7 a piece. And you have a lot of camaraderie coming there. A lot of people coming there who do YouTube and watch YouTube, and then a bunch of people that maybe have nothing to do with YouTube but just love the sport of catfishing. So it's going to be a great show. I can't wait to get out there. Michael and I, if you haven't listened to any other episodes, which you should go back. But we've never actually met in person, and so Thursday afternoon or whenever Mike gets there will be the first time we actually meet in person. And it's going to be like two planets coming together. No, I'm just kidding. Boom.
I do claim to have my own gravity.
Yeah, me
Yes.
too. I have my own zip code, so I
Yeah.
mean, heck, we got to pick on each other before other people do, right? Pick on
Well,
ourselves before other people do.
I feel both of us can really deliver a good joke too.
Oh yeah,
So, I
yeah,
mean,
that's
go
right.
with what you're good at.
That's right. So, we I think the thing that I'm looking forward to the most is just getting to meet everybody, whether it's other people in the industry like owners or you know YouTubers and fans. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. What are you looking forward to the most, Mike?
I'm looking for deals. I'll be honest. I just can't
Bling
help
bling.
myself. I cannot stop. I have a few specific things in mind, trying to be practical, of course, to start off with, and then
Mhm.
after that, once you break the seal, after that, it's just gonna go nuts. No, really. I could use some sinkers, and I could use a very large net, probably the smaller one or the middle one offered by
Monster.
Monster.
Yeah.
That being said, I don't have to get that net this cat con. I can wait and
True.
get that at the next cat con.
Hmm.
So I really don't know what to expect. I know a handful of people that are going to be there, and this is probably going to sound funny, or at least I hope it sounds funny. I don't want to try to dominate your time either, because I'd have to think that there's probably more people there that want to see you than see me.
I
And
don't know about that.
that's not a humble or a modest statement. It's just a statement of respecting all the effort and the time that you have put into your YouTube and your videos and all the live streams and all the live chats and
Mhm,
interviews with the big names and I mean,
mhm.
people now don't get me wrong. I have packed my Palmetto Cats t-shirt. So
Yeah.
that way I'm still in
Yeah,
there.
man. You gotta stop. I mean, it
So
is a good looking shirt. I mean, you
it
gotta say.
is. It is. That
No,
logo
but I
looks good
think
on me.
I think the Catfish Conference itself is gonna dominate my time because my role,
Yeah.
for those of you who don't know, I'll be working for CatCon. So I'll be doing a lot of live streaming on their YouTube channel. So make sure you go over and check that out, Catfish Conference YouTube channel. But I'll be going around. Basically, the first thing I'll do is go around and give everybody a tour of the grounds. The
Mhm.
aisles, the people. We might stop and meet people along the way. Um, show everybody the layout, who's all there, all the stuff you can get. And then we also have seminars, which we'll get into who's presenting and everything. Seminars that I'll be streaming live on the Catfish Conference YouTube channel. And then we'll also have individual vendors who have purchased a virtual package. So they'll be doing live demonstrations from their booths on live stream from the Catfish Conference. So it's going to be a lot of work. I'm going to be hustling and bustling, and probably won't get too much time to actually do any shopping, but that's fine. Really, I mean, and I know Mike doesn't agree with this, but how much stuff do you need? I mean,
What? Don't say that, Kevin. It's not true. Now,
but
I will be posted, and
that's right.
I'm there to do whatever job they need me to do. But
Because Mike is actually working for CatCon too, y'all. Don't let him
should I
fool
have
you.
time for you, Kevin, I am more than willing to shop for you. What do they call that nowadays when you
With
get other
your
people to
money,
shop
right?
for?
With your money.
I'm I'm going with the pocket full of money. I don't know what I
A
might
pocket full of
encounter. I don't wanna
cash.
miss out, you know?
So y'all, if you see Michael and you're desperate for cash, just rough him up there behind the. No, but actually, Mike's working for CatCon too. Another interesting point And something new that we're going to have is the Fisherman Swap Shop. And so Mike is kind of in charge of this. Mike, myself, and Steve and Hervé, Steve Douglas, and who kind of co-founded the Catfish Conference along with Hervé Drump. He's the other co-founder. They've come up with a swap shop, and we sat down, we met, and we put our minds into it. And we come up with this little idea to where there's going to be a booth um, inside the actual conference, and you pay $5, and you can bring up to 5 new or gently used fishing items, any kind of gear you have that you just don't use anymore that you want to sell or trade. And by buying this $5 wristband, you'll be able to get in and sell it in the swap shop. And Michael will be the bouncer in there. I don't think he'll have to bounce too many people, but he'll be checking for people to come in that are bringing stuff in, making sure that they're legit, and basically helping people out. Like if somebody's coming in, maybe you're looking for a reel, and Mike can say, "Yeah, nobody's brought in any reels yet." You'll be like, "Dang it!" But we'll let you know next time. But basically, Mike will be there to assist people and help them with that, and um, and anybody can come to the swap shop, right? Right, Mike? Anybody can come in.
Yeah,
You
that's
can't
the
tell.
awesome part is that the people who wish to buy, sell, or trade pay their $5, get their wristband. They're allowed into the area. We'll get them set up. But anyone who is in the CatCon can walk by, take a look at what there is being presented, and then see if they can strike up a deal. So I'm interested to see the space. I'm interested to see what we have to work with. I really hope that I don't have to be too audible about it. I hope that there's some sort of signage to help explain it. And I get this vision in my head where maybe I'm standing there trying to get people to come closer and take a look.
Mhm.
I personally will try to bring 5 items myself just so that way I
You get
know
the
that
ball
there's gonna
rolling.
be something going on. And then the question becomes 5 or 10, 5 the first day, 5 the next day. I mean, I don't fully know how this works, but then I'm thinking to myself, well, if I gotta walk, a block or 2 down the street from the hotel to get to the convention center, maybe I shouldn't take rods with me. Maybe I should just focus on reels, and I have a few.
Mhm.
So, some of them still in boxes doing nothing. So these reels deserve to fish.
Yeah.
That's what they were designed for. That the technology's great, everything, and then let's face it. Sometimes you run into a reel and you find yourself, you're like, well, I got these big old hands,
Mhm.
and I kind of like the size of the power handle a little bit better, and this reel does not have it.
Mhm.
You get somebody with the smaller set of hands and the reel's perfect.
Mhm.
So, there's opportunity for other people, and who knows? I mean, I've sent reels all over the country
Yeah,
to
you have.
people, and I'm very excited to hear when that equipment is fishing and doing well.
Mhm.
Kevin has one of them. Well, he's got a few, but one of them where the legend continues to grow is Old Red, and I still can't remember exactly how old it is or what. And then New Red actually turned out to be older Red, didn't it?
Yeah.
I
I
mean, it's
still haven't
crazy.
got that back yet.
Yeah, that's just
But
crazy stuff. But I feel good about it
mm,
because it created a story. It created a legend. So I think that's pretty neat. And
that's true.
some people are true collectors of gear. So
Yeah.
you may have someone show up with antique fishing lures that they
Mhm.
found in their great grandfather's estate when he
Mhm.
passed away. You never know what you're going to see,
You really
and you
don't.
don't really know what its true value is, till you present it and try to see, what its value is to somebody else maybe. So
Yeah, and that's the big
I don't
thing
know.
is like, you've heard that old saying, someone's trash is another person's treasure. And these old Abu Garcias. Now I don't think you'll see too many of that Abus and stuff like that because those are, you know, everybody knows the quality of an Abu unless
Hmm.
they just have a plethora of them and they want to get rid of them. But like for instance, I have this Akuma Classic reel. It's a great reel. It's for somebody else. I just don't care for it too much. So that would be something, and I might bring it in February, to put it on the table.
Hmm.
And why I say February is I think we're going to be driving February,
Yeah.
so that I can take part in some deals there.
Yeah.
but uh, but yeah, so like, I might bring that and put it out there, and that's what it's for. You got this reel, you really want this other one, but your budget's pretty much done. You can't afford it. Well, if you sell that reel, then you could have a little extra budget to get you what you really want. So, it's 5 items. Uh, and that's a good question. Is it 5 items per day or is it 5 items per weekend? But I think it's 5 items at any given point, basically. So you can't have more than five in there. So you can't bring five in and then add another five the next day. It's five at period. But but I guess if you sell all five of your items on Saturday and you got five more, bring them in on Sunday. I guess you could do that. You just have to pay an extra $5. That's all. But
You mean Friday? You mean Friday, Saturday?
is that what I
Yeah.
meant? Is that
Yeah. Yeah.
what did I say?
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday?
The yeah, the conference doesn't go into Sunday.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Friday, Saturday. Excuse me. Yeah, Sunday we'll be flying back home. Uh, but yeah, I think it's gonna be cool. And when we thought of it, they're like, "Well, we're gonna need somebody to man that station." I was like, "Aha! I have someone." So Mike went and asked his lovely, lovely better half, "Honey, can I go to Kansas City and then Kentucky and not take you?" But I'm sure you would. You have a whole family to take with you, and that would be
Well, and we definitely want to keep Lauren in school. We don't want
that's
to
right.
get her out of school for any days that we don't have to.
That's right.
We the
That's
way
important.
those dates work out, it's just probably best if I go by myself. Now, actually, I was intending on bringing my sister Trish with me,
Nice.
and she
What
was
happened with that?
intending on coming down to the CatCon.
Mhm.
But what had happened, unbeknownst to her, her husband had also made plans to go
Mm.
hiking and camping with his family, and I think they go to Utah to do this.
Whoa.
And they've already done this once. Well,
It's
then
gonna
they
be
decided
cold.
they were going to do it again, and it happened to fall on this week. So Trish is very disappointed and very upset
And
because
she's gonna be
Trish,
very cold.
yeah, yeah,
Wow.
and she was trying to go out fishing today. I don't think she accomplished that either. We did go fishing on Saturday, and she did catch a nice, very cold channel cat. So she was
Right
excited
on.
about it.
Well,
Yeah.
let's talk about kind of like the lineup of people that are going to be there. There's more vendors that have added to this list, but this
Oh,
is this
good.
is an older list. So the vendors that we have on the list that was posted November 6th, a couple weeks ago. Dark Water Premium Baits. Mike, I hope that they come to February too, because I want to buy some of this. It's pre-packaged carp, vacuum sealed carp.
Oh, that's who they are.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Oh,
and Steve Douglas used it in one of his videos and actually caught a fish on it.
yes. Yes.
So that's interesting. Then a vendor I'm really looking forward to, and this is the only thing that I might buy if there's a real good deal this weekend. Is over at Russell Marine Products. I've been looking for a better fish finder, a better graph. And if
Mhm.
they have a steal of a deal on something used, I'm going to snatch it up and then I'll just have to pay to ship it back or something. But
Sure.
Russell Marine, great guys. We had them on that Catfish Conference live stream last year.
I
and they
remember
did
them.
a couple demos and just, I mean, they know their stuff.
Yeah, that was crazy information.
Yeah, basically, you can go up to them and say, "Hey, here's the boat I have. Here's what I fish for. Here's my waters. What do I need?" And they can recommend something to you. So I think that's fantastic. They'll be there. Um, Wandering Women of Kansas, Kansas, Wander Women, Kansas. I'm not sure who they are, but I think it's women in fishing, basically. So that's great that we're getting female anglers represented, and that's going to be awesome. I wish I knew more about it. Catfish Pro, they make Catfish Pro rods and Catfish Pro reel, and they have uh,
Bait.
what do you call it? Manufactured bait.
Yeah. My niece, my niece used that bait. My brother showed up one day and he's like, "Hey man, we ran out of worms. What else do you
Mm,
got?" So we put a piece of that Catfish Pro bait on that hook
fiber nuggets.
and she caught a channel cat, and I'm willing to bet it was in the 6 pound range.
Nice.
So it was awesome. It was awesome. Gave her the best fight she's ever had, and then it comes out of the water, and she's like, "Whoa!" She didn't
Right
want to
on.
touch it. She didn't want to touch it because the head was so big compared to what they got.
That's actually one of the baits for my Walmart challenge that's coming up next
Absolutely,
month. So that,
absolutely. It
that
is a
might be a
good bait.
popular bait to pick.
I think that
Um,
a lot of people should try it in different situations too, like dragging or
mm,
drifting, because you cannot beat that bait off the hook.
really?
It is incredible. They whip that line around and thump it right on the table.
Mhm.
It does not come off. It is a
Nice.
very, very interesting bait.
Well, if anybody that's in my Walmart tournament ends up listening to this, they might change the bait that they bought.
Yep.
Then we got Parks Planers or Parks Planners. I thought it was planers, but it has two ends in planners, so that's definitely not planers. So I'm not sure who
Could
they
be a
are.
typo.
Could be, maybe.
Who knows?
Uh,
I'm
could be planer
unfamiliar.
boards.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
unfamiliar.
unfamiliar
I
as
thought they
well.
said that there was some planer board people coming.
That might be what it is. It could be a typo.
Yeah.
Warrior Cat rods. Now I'm interested to look at these. Steve kind of mentioned that they might be under a different ownership,
Oh,
and so I
clearing
hope
out some stock,
if they have some,
changing
Mike,
things,
you might have to ship one to me, man. I don't know.
mega
We'll see.
deals. I'm your guy. Okay, I'll stop. I'm slowing you down.
Yeah. Just want to thank our Boom Squad members. Just take a quick minute. Our Boom Squad members are watching live right now, and we thank you for supporting the channel. Boom Squad is the members portion of my YouTube channel over on YouTube, and they pay a monthly fee to get member benefits, and this is one of them. So thank you, Boom Squad, for coming in. If you want to see the live taping of this show, come on over to YouTube, subscribe, and join the Boom Squad, and you can come in and chat with the rest of the Boom Squad during the taping. Otherwise, just listen on the podcast, and we'll appreciate you just as much. But thank you, Boom Squad. We appreciate you. All right. Nice little infomercial there. Warrior Cat rods. They've been around for a while. I know that Chris Souders used to fish with Warrior Cat rods.
Hmm.
And so he's since switched to Big Cat Fever, but they did him well for a long time. So I'm interested. Bluff City Tackle is a huge tackle shop, um, online and in physical, and they're pretty much like Tackle Bandit. Uh, in regards to they have a little bit of everything. So if your favorite rod manufacturer is not coming, chances are they have some of those rods. Chances are they have the reels you want and the tackle. So a lot of some people, not a lot. I've heard a little bit of I don't know, side talk, I guess. People saying, "Oh, well, this brand isn't going to be there," blah blah blah. Well, one thing we have to remember is that uh, supply chain it's like hurting right now. Everybody's seen those pictures of all the big freight ships stuck offshore for months, and unfortunately, some of our rod manufacturer stock is stuck out there in the ocean. So if they don't have stock to sell, they can't come. So what you can count on those these tackle shops to have some of those rods. Let's see, rods, reels, etc.
I think I've ordered from them before.
Bluff City.
I think they're over in Illinois. Uh,
That's
several
right.
several of the Midwestern fishermen will have stopped in there too because I think aren't they just on the other side of the Mississippi River? So
Okay.
I'm sure they're going to have a variety of stuff.
Oh yeah, they were on the live stream last year too, and he had a whole bunch of things.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, we got our Sea Arc boats. I'll probably never be able to afford a Sea Arc, Mike, but it is cool to look at them. they're like they're like a John boat on steroids, but not a John boat. I mean, obviously not a John boat, but
Yeah.
they're packed full of everything that a catfisherman wants.
I had the pleasure of fishing off of one a few times this year, and I have to
Yeah.
say it was every bit as advertised. It was
Mhm.
laid out very nicely and it was very effective for
That
our
Spencer's
trip.
boat.
Yes.
Wait till you see some of these other ones, man. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
with
I
the
got the feeling
windshields,
that
and
you could really
you can
bling these things
oh,
out if you wanted to.
one of them has a live well big enough for a grown man to get in. Maybe not as grown as me,
Yeah.
but definitely a grown man can get in there.
Well, maybe we can test that.
Yeah, that we can make a video about it. That'll
I'll
be a good
I'll
YouTube
pick
short.
you up and I'll see if you fit in there.
Yeah,
We can do it live.
and then Sea Arc gets upset because they have to get the acetylene torch out there to cut open their live well to get me. Get this fat guy out of here. Those of you who've never actually seen us, we are big gentlemen. So
Yes.
we are gentlemen though. So Sea Arc Boats, Catfish Chasers Tournament Trail speaks for itself. Hamilton Bait and Tackle. So that seems like a local tackle shop.
I think we looked them up. I want to say they're coming all the way from Ohio, aren't they? They're coming from
Oh, so
somewhere
they're
in
not
over.
local, huh?
Yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
I think so. And I saw a Facebook presence. I didn't see a homepage. Um, but yeah, again, you never know what tackle shops have. I went inside my local tackle shop here a couple weeks ago. I'm like, "You have these now?" And he's like, "Yeah, I figured I'd give them a try." And it was the Hellcat rod.
Oh,
So
okay.
I quickly left before I took home 3 of them. Yeah. I gave it that wiggle and it could wiggle. I was
And it
like, "Oh
jiggled.
Lord, put it down."
What's 120? What?
Yeah. Sometimes I
I
don't care what the price is, and
I
then
told you I
I'm
almost
like,
bought an
"I gotta
orange
go
one.
away."
I almost bought
Yeah.
an orange one the other day because I got them at the tackle shop up here across.
Yep.
I just decided, you know what? I really need to walk away
I know you
before I.
like green, but is the orange stunning?
Oh, it
Because in
is.
the photos, it looks stunning.
Oh, so your shop had the green. These are
I
the
only saw the
orange ones.
green.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the orange is you know just as bright or brighter.
Mhm.
I don't usually like orange stuff, but I'm getting into it now with the fishing gear because just the visibility you really can't match it.
Yeah.
That chartreuse, that green is pretty bright, but it outshines that at least in the daylight, it outshines that green. So yeah, I like it. Here's a good one: Rippin' Lips products, hooks, terminal tackle, and rods, and they have new rods out now.
Yes,
Did
they
you know
do.
that?
Yes, they do, and I wanna see them. They look really pretty.
What is it? What are they called again? The new rod
Uh,
and
I
Rippin' Lips.
I tried not to
I know
remember the name.
they
I
had
flipped
bumping
past it.
rods.
so that way I wouldn't be tempted to order them because I'll be able to see them at the end of the week. I'll
Uh-huh.
be able to see them. So I had told Kevin, what was it, 2 or 3 podcasts ago, that I was trying to resist the temptation to get my hands on any gear because it's gonna
Mm.
be right there, and I can save
Yeah.
myself shipping fees, and then sure enough, Whisker Seeker does Black Friday every Friday this month, and they've got me 2 out of the 3 already, and they'll
Oh my
probably get me
goodness.
on Friday too. Even though I'll be away, some of the items that they have for sale I couldn't beat the price. I'm like, "Well, you got me." So,
So
Lauren's
Rippin' Lips
excited.
has the Super Cat HD
Yeah,
high
Super
definition.
Cat. That's a good name. You
Yeah,
know, as
it's
many as
almost
many
like
names as are out there with cat, Super Cat sounds pretty stellar.
yeah,
So
it's
I
almost
imagine
like
if you're
a
gonna
tournament we had this year.
yeah,
The
yeah.
Super
I mean, if
Cat
you're gonna
Give
put
Back.
that name on a rod, I'm willing to bet that rod is gonna be worth the name. So, we need
Mhm.
to look this now. There's some green involved, is there not?
Yeah, they have a green one.
Yeah, yeah.
They have a
Green,
green
red,
one
and
and
orange,
a
I think.
orange one and a red one, yep.
Yeah,
They have them in
that's nice. That's
spinning
great
and
options.
casting. Yeah. And, then they have their Super Cat Legacy rods, of
Yeah.
course,
How many of
which I
those
have one of
nice new
those.
green ones you think we need, Kevin? 4?
I need at least one to try it out. I need one.
Yeah.
Then they have the new Stalker bumping rod.
Oh,
Now, bumping rods are so expensive.
yeah. They
Man,
got more carbon in them, don't they? Is that
I
what isn't that what
suppose.
everybody
Yeah, they're
likes?
harder. Yeah.
Carbon,
I don't know, man.
lightweight, expensive. Now, of course, everybody's gonna start coming out with bumping rods now since it's such an effective and cool tactic and technique to get involved in.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll help bring the pricing down a little bit for the
Well, it's been
masses,
around
but we'll
forever,
see. Yeah,
but
we'll see.
more guys are on YouTube are doing it, so more people are
Mhm.
seeing it. But the tournament guys have been doing it forever.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, they're making it popular. Monster rod holders, of course, monster rod holders. Steve Douglas, the co-owner of the Catfish Conference, owns monster rod holders as well, and so they have obviously rod holders. I have them on my boat. I love them. Then they have the net that Mike Marilla's looking for,
Hydroweb.
the Hydro Web HD.
Yep. I don't want it maybe for the reason that other people want it, and that in being that gigantic net portion
Mhm.
and the sheer size of it. I really want something like that for the handle length. Because I
Mm.
happen to have a gorgeous net that I found that some poor kid probably put the wrong price on it 10 years ago, and I left it on the bank this year. So my net is now fishing
Mm.
with someone else. I hope it's as loved as it was for the years that I had it because it
Mm.
was an amazing net.
What do you call that? Karma? Is that what
Yeah.
you call
I call it over 40
Yeah.
lack of memory, and I'm there. So
Then we have Bottle Bobbers, which is a new company, and I just got some. I made a little short video, and these things are pretty cool. So they turn any, and I know if you're listening, you can't see what I'm holding up, but basically it's a piece of rubberized plastic, or maybe it is rubber, and it's got a circle on one end, and it stretches to go around like a Coke bottle, a plastic Coke bottle, or a Pepsi bottle.
yep.
Um, Not a wide mouth bottle, but like a 2 liter or smaller, 20 ounce. And it goes around the cap, and then it's got a smaller hole right below that, and a little dongle, a little dangly piece with some ribs on it. And basically, that attaches to your line, and it turns any bottle, any smallmouth bottle into a bobber. I think it's pretty cool. They sent me some to try out, but of course my boat's still at the shop, so I haven't been out fishing
You're
in a
gonna be
while.
able to send that's gonna float quite a ways away.
Oh
That
yeah, yeah,
that's gonna get caught in those waves, and it's gonna go.
mhm,
That's gonna be very interesting.
yeah. And I just like the rigging part of it. I don't have to
Mhm.
cut anything or any. I don't want
Yep.
to do an infomercial for the
Yep.
people, but seems like because I might get out there and I might hate them. So, but it looks pretty cool. So I'm going to give that a try. Mondo Cat, another rod manufacturer, assembled in the United States of America. So assembled right here in the good old U.S. of A. Uh,
Yep.
and you're going to pay a little bit more for those rods, but they're American made. And they also have nets. You want to talk about a heavy net, Mike? When you go to Mondo Cat, grab
Yep.
their biggest net, and then grab it with one arm first, and then when it surprises you and almost knocks you over, put the other hand on it.
We have a fisherman's swap meet here in Des Moines. It's an annual swap meet, and sadly, it is the last weekend in February, so it may overlap with the Cat Con in Kentucky. And
Mm,
Mondo Cat comes to that
mm.
almost every single year, I'm pretty sure. Now I want to say that that fisherman's swap meet may be in like its 40 or 45th
Wow.
annual year, and it's pretty much like a second Christmas to our Murillo family.
Yeah.
But I have seen those rods before, and they literally they grab the tip and they grab the butt of the rod and they touch them together. They are like a big gigantic, more of a sturdy catfishing ugly stick kind of thing. They are insane. They are incredible. But I've never touched their nets. So yeah, uh, I may accept your challenge.
They
With
are
my good arm.
heavy and heavy duty. I mean, the biggest one they got is bigger than the hydro webs, and it
Hmm.
is just massive. Like you could not net it. Maybe somebody really strong could, but I mean the normal human being is not going to net a fish with one arm with that. That's partner only.
Partner only.
You must have. And they also make dip baits. And one thing that I might get that I can actually pack in my luggage, they have these breaker sticks. So basically, you wrap your line,
Mm,
snag line around the breakers, and pull it.
yep.
So you don't have to wrap it, especially if you have bait casters. Now, with spinning reels, it's not so bad because you can just lock that drag down. Most spinning reels have super strong drag, and you can just pop it with that. But
Hmm.
the casting rod reels, you basically have to wrap it around your reel to pop it. And I just hate doing that, especially if there's
Yeah.
any plastic components on it. I'm using braid now, so it cuts
Yep.
into it. So I might get me a breaker stick. I think that'd be pretty cool to have on the boat. But yeah, and dip baits, so that's pretty cool. And we got extreme bait tanks coming. So they make well made, like really well made bait tanks all in ones. So the pump, everything is all inside this shell, and there's nothing. All you do is plug it in and pour water in it, and it works. One day when I get serious about catfishing, I'll spend the money on one of them. They are pretty expensive, but from what I hear from all the tournament guys, like they're well worth it. They keep all your bait alive. And, if you spend all day catching bait, and especially if you're in a tournament situation, you know, having that bait alive so it can be fresh the whole day is really important. Not so much to me. I don't know if I'd spend that much on something unless I was like a serious tournament angler. I'll just keep the cooler with the bubbler in it.
I'd
And
been
now,
meaning to ask you
uh-huh.
about how you handle and do your bait, but that's another show.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
actually, I almost done editing a video from the camping trip, and it kind of you get like a little clip of my bait bucket. So
Great, great.
stay tuned. It is going to be like 54 minutes long, though. By the way.
I have 54 minutes. Yep.
Let's see. The Fallen Outdoors. I'm not sure who that is, but it sounds like maybe a veterans service, a veterans association.
Well, that'd be good.
Um, which is always awesome. Miracle
Yeah.
Marine, Monster Cat Boats. So there's another boat manufacturer. I've never seen a Monster Cat boat. So I'm really curious to see a Monster Cat boat. It's got the right name on it.
Yeah, yeah, sounds good.
Rock Creek Outdoors. They make the rod racks, and what's interesting about Rock Creek is they have um, kind of like a sprocket mechanism inside their their rod holder, um, and it has teeth, so it just doesn't spin freely, and so I think that's interesting.
Were
They're
they at
really
the
well
last
made.
CatCon? Were they at the
Yeah, I
virtual CatCon? Yeah.
no,
No?
they were at the other catfish type
Oh,
event.
okay. Okay, the other place.
The other thing. Then you have a Slime Cat rod. So there's a popular rod manufacturer. They'll be there. They have all kinds of different rods, from bank rods to kayak rods, different color rods, bendy ones, flexy ones. I think they have
Reels.
the. What'd you say?
They have reels,
They
some
have
reels
reels. Yep,
tuned and
they have
matched
reels.
that are also, high vis colors.
Yep, yep. And
High
I think
vis,
they have
low profile too.
They do have a low profile, and then they
Yeah.
have probably one of the few people there that'll have a bank fishing rod section. So
Mhm.
10, 12 footers. So if you're interested in bank fishing and buying those long rods, that might be your choice. One of our friends fishing with Big Mike catches giant fish with slime cat rods that are 12-foot long in Tennessee, and he loves them.
And the price
He
on
loves
them is
rods.
actually amazing considering how large they are
Mhm.
and also, um, the amount of eyes that are on them and
Mm,
just the sheer strength of those rods because I've bought carp rods that are equal length and the carp rods cost more. So,
really?
and they can't throw anywhere near that weight,
Hmm.
not even close. I mean, they have like a 5 ounce maximum
Wow.
where he said he's throwing 3 pounds of bait.
Yeah. Yeah, he's throwing like a pound skipjack, maybe not a pound, like half a pound skipjack plus, 10, 12 ounces of lead. You definitely need a stout rod. So check them out. Let's see, All American Catfish Tournament. Obviously, it's a tournament series. Then Catfish Clothing will be there. Um, Got me a little catfish hat here. Good looking stuff. I'll have shirts and hats and bait towels, and they have cutting boards for your boat and cutting board for your bucket, which is pretty cool. Stickers, things of that nature. And my wife will actually be helping out over there. So Catfish has always been a supporter of Catfish Conference and catfishing all around. Let's see. Big Frig coolers. Steve told me that Big Frig is kind of like a Yeti or an Arctic type cooler, the roto molded coolers. So that's another brand that we've never heard of. But
Yeah, I've
maybe,
never heard of 'em.
maybe since they're new on the market, their prices will be right. Fat Cat Guide Service speaks for itself. Smith's Fishing Adventure, probably another guide service. Cat River Anchors, uh, make obviously river anchors. Fisherman's Swap Shop, that's us. That's you, Mike.
Yeah,
We got
and anyone else who shows up with a wristband.
that's right.
Let's do
Cross
this.
Cross Creek Outdoors, Tackle Bandit. Tackle Bandit's probably right now. They're probably the largest online tackle shop that I know of. And they travel all over. They bring like a 24-foot, 30-foot trailer, just packed to the gills with fishing equipment, rods. I mean that last time I saw them at a show, they had like 15, 20 different brands of rods. So I mean that's amazing. There's Boom Squad member giving us a
Yeah.
donation. Hey Miss Sandra, thank you so much for the $5. Welcome. Uh yeah, so that I mean, just tons of rods. And I heard, I don't know if they actually went through with it or they're done, but once they got their storefront, that they would be able to sell Whisker Seeker. So they might actually have Whisker Seeker rods there.
I
One could
think
only
that they
hope.
did. I think that I thought I saw him on a live going
Mm,
through showing the new shop, and I thought I saw some products there. I have ordered from them online. I got a cast net and some sinkers, and I think a
mhm,
couple other things. So that's a very, very exciting opportunity
for real.
to see all their stuff. That is something he said it turned into a full-time job,
Yeah.
and now they're in a different facility, and so hats off to him. Is I saw him on do a few interviews, and
Mhm.
yeah, he seems like an awesome guy.
Yeah, I think he had one with Dieter, right? Dieter
Yeah.
Melhorn. That was a good interview. Y'all go check that out. Dieter Melhorn Fishing. He did a awesome podcast with Nate, the owner of Tackle Bandit. And so he'll have all that stuff there. And he's also got shirts and hats, reels, any kind of bobber or float you want, hooks. I mean, Nate's got it all. Sinkers.
And if you
He
can't
makes
go,
his
their
own sinkers.
website is awesome. They
Yeah,
have a
website is
real
very well laid
user-friendly
out.
website. So,
You're right. You're right. So there's a howdy, Keith. Welcome. Um, and then so let's see who else we got. Never Lost Anchors. My friend Daniel at Never Lost Anchors. He'll be there. He definitely an awesome guy, awesome customer service, and I know a lot of the guys and girls in the catfishing, at least in the YouTube world, use Never Lost Anchors. So I'm excited to see him. And what better? What a bet! What could be better other than a rod than to buy at a catfish conference than an anchor to save on all that shipping?
yep, to save some shipping. Weight.
Yeah.
Shipping weight. Actually, what are those things? What do those things weigh, Kevin?
Mine are 15 pounds a piece, and he shipped me
Yeah.
two. So he shipped me 30 pounds of anchor in a Home Depot box. And I can't and you know, those guys they get deals on shipping, but it's still not cheap. You know,
I've I've been in the
you know a
freight
little bit. You
industry.
know a little bit about that.
Yeah. I got 26 years of dealing with freight carriers and signing tariffs and getting different pricing put in place, and it it doesn't get any cheaper. Every year it goes up about 5% too. So
Mm,
it
mm, mm.
it's getting up there nowadays.
Yeah, it doesn't get any cheaper, and uh, so you know that it's great product to buy if you need one. And then last on this list, and like I said, I know they were adding more and more catch 'em guide service. So there's another guide service on there. Um, and then if you go over to so all these I'm reading off the Catfish Conference Facebook page, y'all. So if you have Facebook and you go over there and check it out, you can see all the vendors and see who's going to be lined up, and you can even see where they'll be at the conference. So you can plan your. I mean, not that anybody's going to be rushed, but maybe somebody only has 30 minutes to shop. You might want to look at that. You might want to look at that map and plan your route. But again, Mike will be there most of the time at the Fisherman's Swap Shop, unless it's not busy. And then, I'll be, I, I'm, I'm probably gonna be hurting at the end of each day because I'm gonna
You're
be
going to
going
need
around.
very comfortable
I,
shoes.
I only have one pair, so uh, they're good pair of shoes. I wear them to work, but I'm going to be going around live streaming. I'll have a cart there, and so you can just watch for the cart come by. And if you want to be on the live stream, just stop in and say hello. But it'll be at the Kansas City Convention Center at Bartle Hall. So if you're listening to this podcast and you hadn't made any plans to come out, then if you're listening to it before Sunday, then there's still time. But if you miss it, there's also another one in February. But we'll do another show about the one in February. But that's not it though. I mean, there's not just stuff to buy and people to see. There's also educational opportunities. And I made that sound really boring. Educational opportunities. But educational the way that we like it, people telling you how to catch more and bigger fish. So I have a list of those people here as well. So on Friday, we have Brad Durick talking about advanced channel catch strategies, identifying current patterns, angler efficiency and preparedness, surefire techniques and tactics, and rigging gear. Mike, you got a lot of channel cats in your area.
Oh, yes. And there's some big ones, and I want to meet them face to face and say hi. I am offering them free lip piercings and photographs. And I must quote our buddy Muskrat on that. That's not my own quote. He said that. But yeah, that right there is everything that I want to hear. And you said that you're going to be streaming some of these?
Yeah, I'm
Or
going to try to stream all of them.
Oh, amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
Because like Kevin said, I'll be working. So I won't be able to break away and see these. Definitely then everybody needs to pay attention to the Catfish Conference YouTube channel. I was just on it today listening to a couple of the seminars of past years, because even though that information looks like it's 3 years old or 2 years old, it is just packed full of knowledge that we can get our hands on and learn from, even though we weren't there. So it's amazing. It's an amazing opportunity to learn.
After that, at 11 o'clock, you have Dave Swearingen talking about boat insurance. So those of you with boats, if you never understood it or want to know what's the best packages to get, Dave will be talking about it. At 1 o'clock on Friday, you'll have Ray Ferguson, friend of mine, and I actually helped him with his whole seminar there, his whole presentation. So he'll be there talking about drifting and dragging baits, talking about the Santee Cooper rig. So that should be interesting. Ray's a tournament angler. 2:15 p.m., our friend Tim Scott, otherwise known as Epic Catfish, he'll be there talking about talking about fish dynamics, big fish dynamics. And when I tell you that this guy has wood cutouts of catfish for props, I'm not joking. Like, he's got big, giant wood cutouts of a flathead catfish and a blue catfish. I'm not going to say any more, but it's going to be awesome. Very interactive, very informational. But he'll be talking about predicting prime locations, reading the current, behavioral movements, proven rigs, baits, and more. So Tim's always good for some awesome information. And then rounding out the day on Friday at 3:30, you'll have Chris Jones talking about reservoir tactics, seasonal patterns, identifying blue cats on sonar, how to locate shad. That's a big plus, and recommended tackle and gear. So it seems like 3 out of those 4 guys are going to be talking about gear.
I love fishing gear.
We love gear, don't we?
Oh, we love gear. They're talking about rigs. I mean, the other day I was putting some of my stuff away because in Iowa water freezes in winter, and sadly the time is coming soon, and I don't fish a lot in the winter, and I definitely won't fish where I don't know, because I don't want to put myself into an unsafe situation. But I'm sitting there stripping some line off some reels and thinking, hey, am I going to keep you or am I going to sell you at CatCon? And I'm taking, the rods, and I always like to clean my stuff up and make sure to wipe it down and clean all the eyes off the rods and everything, just to make sure that, it is decently clean. And so I'm looking at the rigs that I'm pulling off each one of these rods, and I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if that Carolina rig was too short, or
Mhm.
I wonder if it was too long for where I was fishing. Might get some of those
You're
answers
gonna
at
get
these
some of these
seminars,
answers. Yeah,
everybody,
that's right.
from people who have more experience than me, from people who have that focused data. People keep fishing logs, and
Mhm.
people pay attention to that stuff, and it's not just barometric pressure
Yeah,
and
it's a
moon
myth.
phase and other stuff that I also don't understand. It is also, what rig was I using? Did it work? Was
Mhm.
there a color? Did I have a rattle? Were there beads? You
Right.
know, all that kind of stuff. That's
Mhm.
great, helpful information.
Absolutely. Well, then if you missed Tim on Friday, you can catch him on Saturday morning at 9:15, talking about the same thing. Uh, Talking about Iowa boys, we got Spencer Bauer of River Certified on at 10:30 a.m. Catfishing the Midwest. Tips on,
Spencer's going to be awake at 10:30 a.m.
hey, I guess so, earlier.
I'm just kidding. He wakes up at like 4. I
Tips
know
on
he gets up
catfishing smaller Midwest rivers, kayak strategies for monster flatheads, techniques and tactics for shore fishing, fishing, camping, cooking, and having fun. I love those four things right there at the end. 11:45. It's supposed to be 8 a.m., not p.m. You have electronic specialist Justin Russell and Joe Schneider from Russell Marine,
Russell
talking about
Marine.
having an electronics workshop, installing, tuning, and dialing, understanding, question and answering, troubleshooting, and more. 1 p.m. You'll have Chris Jones, Reservoir Tactics, coming back up talking again. 2:15, you got Brad again talking about Channel Cat strategy. So if you miss it on day one, you can get it on day two. 3:30, tournament angling discussion panel. So there'll be a whole panel of people: Eddie Henley, Chris Baldwin, Ryan Nagy, and John Berglund. Tips and rigs, strategies, mapping, discovery, electronics, tackling, equipment. And then you'll have Ray Ferguson again to wrap up day two with drifting and dragging, gearing up for success. So lots of great uh, seminars and tackle and equipment and fun, meeting people. I can't wait, man. Like we're almost packed. Well, Anna's packed because I'm picking her up from work tomorrow, and we're gonna fly out at 8:15. We'll be in a little after midnight, and then Thursday it's on. It's on. Not to mention all the awesome barbecue we're gonna eat in Kansas City.
We are almost within walking distance of two of the most historic barbecue restaurants in Kansas City. Now,
Mm,
that being said, we already have some plans for a different one that one of my close friends stops, and they even drove 2 hours and 45 minutes south to go eat there and
mm,
drove back. So
nice.
if barbecue is worth traveling nearly 6 hours for, it's got to be amazing.
Yep.
And the barbecue in Des Moines itself is
Mhm.
spectacular, award winning. So I don't know. Maybe
So you're
my
saying
buddy's
it's a level
crazy.
up, maybe.
My buddy may be a little crazy, but I got to tell you, he's probably got the most common sense for anybody I've ever
Mm,
encountered. So maybe he's not so crazy. It must
mhm.
be that good. So I'm
Well,
excited. My
everybody,
stomach's excited.
yeah, my stomach's excited, and it's I'm just ready to get out there, ready to get it cranked up. Well, y'all, it's about that time. We're coming to an end. We hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks again to all the Boom Squad members that come in and chatted live. Mike, I'm looking forward to meeting you, man. And
Yeah.
everybody else, we're gonna say a quick prayer and get out of here. Heavenly Father, thank you again for another awesome podcast. We thank you for your glory and all your magnificence and everything you've blessed us with. We give you all the credit. It's in your name we pray. Amen. All right, everybody. Until next time, happy fishing.